Dear students, this is my second class to this third semester, that is BSc third semester. Today I will take some basics of the topics, two important topics of your class. These are the basics of branch of physics, that is optics, and basics of branch of physics, that is current, electricity. So already these two topics have been started in the physics classes. Now today also these two topics, basics, some important basics concepts I will tell. Students, you know that third semester syllabus has been divided into 5 units, and again that syllabus contains two basic branches of physics, that is optics and electricity. Optics and electricity. These are the two branches of physics are to be covered here in this third semester syllabus as well as in the fourth semester syllabus. Not only here, in fourth semester also the same will be covered. That is, one is optics and the second one is current electricity. Current electricity. Now what are these two branches of physics? So let us begin with optics. Optics. Again, this is branch of physics which deals with the properties of light, production of light, sources of light. Okay, this all comes under this branch of physics called as optics, where it covers first of all sources, production, and then properties of light. Properties of light. Now you know what is light. What is light? Light is a form of energy. Light is a form of energy, and it will propagate from one point to another point in the medium. It will propagate from one point in the medium to another point in the medium. So that is called light. It is a form of energy. You know that energy means what? It is capacity of doing work. Capacity to do work is the light. So therefore, that point here you must know that what is beginning, you must know what is light, that itself you must know. What is energy, that itself you must know. So once you understand these two things, you will understand what is this optics. Optics is branch of physics which deals with the production, sources, and the properties of light. So they all comes under this branch of physics called as optics. Now already some part of optics you have studied in second PUC science. Some part of this you have studied in the second PUC science, or in earlier to that you might have studied in the SSLC also. So but here as a degree portion it will be, you have to study it in detail, and you are studying in two parts, that is, one is the geometrical part of this optics and physical properties of optics. So what are the geometrical properties and physical properties of light I will tell you. First of all, let us begin with what is called sources. Sources. All of you know very well that the general source of universe is sun, or the light falling on surface of the earth is because of the sun, or we are unable to or able to visible for each other because of this light from the sun. It is natural source of light, because it is from natural. It is naturally we are getting the light energy from the sun. So that is the source. First source is naturally available energy, light energy. It is called as sun. Sun is the source of energy. So therefore sun is the source of energy. So it emits, that is one of the star. It is one of the star in the universe, and it is emitting light in all directions, and we are getting light energy on the surface of the earth. So then this is called natural light. It is called natural. The light that is obtained from this source. The source of the light is natural. So that it does not require the production there. Here the naturally, by nature, it is the light is emitting it. Photons are emitting from that source. So that it travel through air, space, and then reaching the surface of the earth. And it is called natural source of light. How it is produced in the surface of interior of the sun, that is different topic again. But it is source of light. Correct? Then also, apart from the sun, actually the light obtaining from sun is white light. It is called as white light. White light means it is a composite light. It is called composite. Again, composite light. See, composite light means it consists of more than one color. We know that there is a spectrum. Spectrum has 7 colors. A band of colors. It is called spectrum. Okay, that may be starting from red color and it may be ends with violet color. Depends upon wavelength of that color. Wavelength will be different from color to color, red to violet. So like that, it is composite light. It is called composite light. It contains more than one color. It is called composite light or white light. Therefore, it is the now whenever sun emits white light enters the universe, and then we are getting this composite light, and you will be able to see the 7 colors only when dispersion of that white light takes place. When that dispersion of the white light takes place, you are able to see the spectrum. So when the dispersion takes place, it requires some dispersion medium. Then only the dispersion takes place. Correct? So it may be prism, it may be again clouds. That is dispersion medium. So when we can say that there is a rainbow obtained, naturally rainbow you can get, when you will get at a time, there should be sunlight and rain fall should be there. At a time both should be there. Then only you are able to see the spectrum or rainbow in the sky. So like this, it is composite light or white light, that you must know. Then in laboratory also we can produce spectrum by passing the white light through prism. That all of you know very well. Already you might have done some experiments using spectrometer. So in that spectrometer experiment, where you are using prism and the beam of light, composite light passes through prism and you may get spectrum, band of colors on the screen. So that is called the composite light or white light. So that you must know, it is naturally available. And then another one types of sources of lights are, it is white light, composite light or monochromatic. Monochromatic. It is monochromatic source of light is that source of light where it contains only single wavelength. Here only one color will be dominant, strong. So that is monochromatic light. Monochromatic light. It cannot be naturally available. But here we know that in sources like sodium source, it is a monochromatic source of light. Monochromatic source of light. Where single, mono means single, chromatic means colors. So therefore, whenever the band of this source of light passes through prism, only one color will be the strong. So that yellow color you can get there on the spectrum as a spectrum. So that is sodium source. That is monochromatic source of light. Here example for composite light or white light is and given to you example. This is the example here. Here example is sun itself. White light obtaining from sun or white light obtaining from mercury source. Mercury source. So this is the example we can give for the sources of light. So the production, how it can be done, again it is a different topic. I told you whether it is interior of the sun, whether it is from the sodium source. But how that is produced, it is also comes under this topic, branch of physics or optics. Then this is about sources of light. This is about sources of light. You have understood or not? If you have not understood, still if you have any doubts regarding the sources of light, you can give the or send the messages and we can solve your problems. Then regarding properties of light, this is about sources. Properties of light. There are two properties you can say. One is geometrical properties. And another one is physical properties. These are the properties we are going to study here. What is geometrical property? What are the geometrical properties? Now, what are the physical properties of the light? So, geometrical properties of the light are like reflection or refraction or total internal reflection or rectilinear propagation of light. They all comes under geometrical properties of light. Okay. So we can study them by geometrical methods. Study of the properties of those. We can study by geometrical methods. So therefore it is called geometrical property. Okay, whether it is reflection, refraction or TIR, total internal reflection. Then physical properties of light are, one is interference, diffraction or polarization. These are the physical properties of light. We can observe them, we can see them physically. So therefore they are called physical properties of light. So like this, Optics, optics, which is a branch of physics, deals with production, sources, properties of light. And again, this optics has been divided into two branches. One is geometrical optics, another one is physical optics. Physical optics. Geometrical optics is one part, physical optics is another part. So that it deals with the geometrical optics deals with the ray of light, and physical optics deals with the properties of light, interference, diffraction, polarization. And almost in geometrical optics, we will consider it as a ray of light. It is a ray of light. But here we consider them as the waves. It's wave nature we are studying here. Means it is the dual nature of light. That all of dual, it is called dual nature. That it will travel straight or it will travel in the form of wave. It will travel in the form of straight or ray of light, or it is wave nature of light. So it is called dual nature. Dual means both types of nature is there. In one circumstance it is in the form of ray of light, in another circumstance it is wave. It is a wave nature. So that property is broadly divided as geometrical optics and physical optics. So that point, these 2 points you must know, that what is light, what is optics, and then what are the properties of this light. What are the properties, main properties of light? That one I mentioned here on the board. Okay, so clear? 2 points is clear now. One is what is optics, what are the sources of light, what are the properties of light. So these are the points clear. If they are not clear, again we can think over it. Whatever is there, we are sending you this video of this, and think over it and see it again and again. If you are not understood, you can ask the questions through messages. Then, as I told you that these two branches of optics only are going to study this semester and next semester. In this semester, you are going to study the geometrical optics, and in the next semester, physical optics. Some part of geometrical optics you are going to study in third semester. Some part of physical optics you are going to study in the fourth semester. So that's why I am giving stress now, because these two branches only you are having portion of these two branches. Not only theory, in practicals also. Practicals, all the practicals, they are based on these two branches of physics, that is optics and current electricity. So therefore that we are going to study here. Now first of all, again some basic properties of light. Basic properties of light, like what is ray? A straight line on which arrow mark is there, that is called ray of light. It's called ray of light. And beam of light means what? Always it is mentioning, we are mentioning here and there beam. Beam means collection of rays. Collection of rays of light is called beam. It's called beam of light. Collection of rays of light is called as beam of light. Understood? And then rectilinear propagation of light. Sometimes it is mentioning rectilinear, because a ray of light travel a straight line. A ray of light travel straight line. How do you prove this property of light? Rectilinear. Rectilinear means what? The straight line path it is traveling. Suppose a beam of light or ray of light need to pass through obstacle like this. On the screen you may get shade portion of this, because what is the indication is that Otherwise, suppose it is not there, it might have traveled straight. Otherwise, you keep instead of this a candle, you get image of candle here on the screen. So like this, it indicates that this property indicates that a beam of light travels straight. It has property like rectilinear propagation. Then whenever beam of light travels like this, the medium is optical medium. A medium may be optical medium. Optical medium means what? Optical medium means what? A medium is said to be optical medium if light is traveling in that medium, or light propagates. It allows the light to propagate, to pass through that. So that is called optical medium. It allows the light to propagate through that medium. So that is called optical medium. Like prism. Prism will allow the medium, it will allow the light to pass through it. So that is called optical medium. For example, I will give one to you. And then it may be homogeneous medium, it may be heterogeneous medium. Okay, if homogeneous means what? Where density in that medium is same. Homogeneous medium, or heterogeneous. Here density at all point is different in that medium. It's homogeneous, it's heterogeneous. So that you must know here that the homogeneous medium and heterogeneous medium. Then what is refraction? Already you might be knowing this point, but just I am again taking revision. See, refraction. These are all property. Reflection. Okay. These are all properties of light. TIR, total reflection. You must know meaning of all these terms. Then only you are able to understand the certain terms, certain portion of this year. Then unless until you cover the basic concepts of the optics, you will not able to understand the syllabus of this year. So that's why we are giving stress that we are all engaging in physics subject. We are engaging only the basic part of the syllabus. We are not covering still your main syllabus or regular syllabus. We will cover as soon as you will say that you understood everything of these basic things, and then we will go to the next part, that is real syllabus which has to be covered. So here the properties like refraction, reflection, total reflection, you might be knowing. I will not go in detail about this, and also some basic concept, that is like interference, diffraction, polarization, you must know. So that while studying all these things, that is whether these properties of light or these properties of light, you must know what is ray of light. I told it is a straight line on which yellow mark is there, beam of light. Then always you are asking what is collimated beam, a narrow beam of light, where the bundle of rays of light is called narrow beam of light, or collimated. Collimation means again narrow, because from source, suppose this is the source, the light emitting in all direction is emitting light in all directions, but whenever certain instrument is used and kept in the path of this light, then you get this part, like this collimated beam of light. so that you are able to study, will get the image. You want to study the image now, a spectrum that should be narrow, sharp. So for that purpose, it is made to pass through certain instruments like collimators, spectrometer. There is one part called as collimator. Then you will get narrow beam of light or a beam of light. So that all you must know. Now converging beam. So under your converging, so after traveling and the beam rays of light, they will meet at a point. That is converging point. It is called converging beam. Converging beam. Suppose it is in the reverse direction. Okay, like this, it is called divergence of light. Divergence of light. So that all of you must know what is convergent beam, divergent beam of light. So these basic things, unless until you understand properly, you will not understand the next part of the syllabus of this optics. So what is narrow convergent beam? It is convergent, it is divergent. Okay, divergent beam of light. So step by step you understand this, and then also you must know certain things about this. That whenever you draw the diagrams here, in case of this optics, you should take care of the angles. That one point today I will discuss with you and complete. Now, whenever you draw the diagrams here, suppose the refraction of light through prism. Suppose that refraction of light through prism. So, beam of light passes through prism, fall on first surface, suppose A, B, C of the prism, then it will emerge out. So this is the normal you draw properly, normal line, and this is the angle of incidence. This is called angle of incidence. This is called angle of refraction. This angle play very important role. You mention those angles properly, then only it is possible for you. I is angle of incidence, R is angle of refraction or reflection. So whatever is there, you mention that angle properly. So therefore here drawing diagrams is equally important in the optics. When you draw the diagram, you draw it neatly so that you should understand whenever you read the notes what is their I, what is R. Whenever derivation is there, what is I, what is R, that you should know. So like this certain terms you must know here, and as you go deep study of this reflection, you will understand certain other terms like refractive index, what is N, what is speed of light, you must know. So all these basic things you must know here, and unless until you understand these, you cannot understand the terms of this year. So today I think it's sufficient for you, so that I have given introduction to the topic called optics. In my next class, some important things about this optics also I will discuss, and about current electricity in the next class. Okay. If you have any doubts, just you go through this on this board. I will give you 1 minute time, then I will complete my class.